Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 16th round of IndyILR Racing's ILR4 in a wet Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix. It's going to start very, very wet indeed in qualifying, because I want to know what these drivers are going to make of that. Joining me in the commentary box today, as per usual, is Evil Dragon.
Indeed, and a warm and soggy welcome to the Russian GP. It's absolutely chucking it down around this beautiful circuit. 3.63 miles, of course, 19 corners, 6 to the left and 13 to the right. Broads up a circuit that first hosted a race in 2014 on the outskirts, of course, of the Black Sea. The Black Pearl, they sometimes call this circuit, and the heart of most of the places, actually. The Winter Park who surrounds this circuit as well, so quite an interesting venue as well, that hosted in 2014. Since then, it's become the most popular place for summer vacation in Russia, probably because it's quite nice. A lot of wet drivers though, Jess, and got to wonder the drivers will be struggling here. The championship definitely all depends on the drivers not going off into a wall, and this is a circuit that, in these conditions, very likely to happen. Likewise, last time out, of course, in Singapore, we had a lot of drivers off. If it remains wet for the race, I fear we're going to have some more accidents.
Yes, we will. It's one of the first races where it's actually started off with a wet condition, so I wonder how these drivers are feeling right now. Obviously, the grandstand must be having umbrellas on. As far as the championship is concerned, Chill Drive is leading the championship by 23 points, separated between him and Uberto. Now, those two haven't run a race in quite some time. Chill Drive's last win was in Belgium a few rounds ago. Obviously, last time about, there was a reserve driver that did win in Singapore. That was Warlock, who came up and did a very good strategy actually, and came to the rest of the field and won. So obviously they get free choice of tyres tonight because they're on the wet tyres. Obviously, choice of tyres tonight for the dries are Hypersofts, Softs and the Ultras. So it is known that the Hypersofts do last longer in Sochi more than any other track. According to some drivers, it can last up to 10 laps. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, as Joe has just gone into the pits. So he's not going to set a lap, but there's other people now about to set their first lap on these blue wet tyres.
You want to wonder, yellow flags flying around the circuit already, so drivers are really struggling in these conditions. Got one of the McLarens going around there and towards the last couple of corners. That's Alberti, keeps it back on circuit there, but a small mistake for him. You've got to wonder though, in these conditions, more yellow flags, so the drivers are just seriously struggling. Alberti's going to begin his first flying lap then. We'll keep a little eye out on board of him. You can really see how difficult it is on this circuit. You're coming full speed at 203 miles an hour down into turn 2, chuck it down to 60. You can see you just can't get the front end turned in these conditions. Absolutely treacherous, and the drivers, of course, are they wondering, is it going to be wet in the race? Is it going to be dry in the race? You can see Huberto's going around there, and that is going to be in the wall, and that is the McLaren pointing the wrong direction there on the exit of turn 4. And that is not what the McLaren wants to do there, and Huberto wants to get himself back into the pit. He's lost his front wing, and it really shows just these tricky conditions are catching all of the drivers out.
Yes, especially in Russia, where if it does rain, it could catch you out. But it is likely it's going to be sunny in the race coming up, so we could expect more drivers to be a little bit more careful going to the races. Chill Drive just set the fastest time so far. With a
out of qualifying. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Joe's crashed into the, he's actually crashed underneath the bridge there, so he's gone in heavily. Information, we will be having a dry race, so these drivers are now kind of in the situation of, are they going to set up for a dry race, or are they going to try and get a position in qualifying? As Chill Drive almost spins it as well in turn 4, and that corner is catching everyone out. I've seen how tricky it is, in, especially in career mode. I've had a few accidents there. I remember Roman Grosjean in 2015 had a horror accident down there in the Lotus, I remember. Yep. So drivers are going to get caught out there, and it's going to be interesting. Talking about drivers, the runner there of Nels goes up to P2 of 1:48.0, but half a second ahead of him is Chill Drive.
Yes, if I was the drivers today, I would concentrate more on the setup for the race because obviously that was where you'll spend a lot of your time. Obviously there's 27 laps of this Grand Prix and you'll only be qualifying for 3 or 4 laps. So I know which way I would go. Go for a dry setup at least, compromise your qualifying and concentrate more on the race. But you have more of an advantage in terms of tyre choice, obviously, on those dry setup. Now, Barber's going out. I'm seeing who else on a lap at the moment. Carmez in the Ferrari is out on a lap at the moment, looking pretty decent so far. I think he's one of the people that can figure out those wet conditions quite nicely, but it'll just have to see if it's invalidating. Now, the times so far are kind of spread out even tonight. They are from around about 1:47 to around about 2:04, so it is not quite close as you might expect, but I wonder if it was like this in dry qualifying, I wonder if it would be even closer. I saw this in ILR5 earlier on before I was in a party with you, and my race has just gone out. Don't know
retired the car.
What happened.
It's retired the car. I could clearly see just what's happening here is the drivers are struggling. They weren't prepared for these conditions so far. In fact, it's getting heavier. It looks like the circuit is only going to get wetter as the session goes on. So really, the drivers now, it's going to be a matter of trying to just get the car going. And if they can get the car going, you can see the puddles in turn 4 and 5. Mr. Sky's been in the wall recently. Niccolo lined himself up in P10. He's lost his front wing as well. So all the drivers have been in the wars at some point. We've got Carmed's in the pit lane, so I say there, and the other Ferrari. He has not yet set a lap time there. And so Ritson, the one who's right up front of the championship, is doing well. In terms of the championship order, Jess, it's close, isn't it?
Yes, as I was going through a little bit earlier on, it is quite close between the Force India of Car Drive and the 2 McLarens. And also Jay Carty's in the mix as well. Jay Carty had a good result last week. He finished on the podium in P2. So out of all the full-time drivers, he finished top out of those. So obviously Warlock is still reserve. So he's done the best of all the other full-time drivers since last night. So it's good to see. In terms of the constructors, McLaren are still winning, but not by a huge margin. 19 points between them and Force India. Now, Cam Kane really needs to start getting some good results at some point, because his last 3 results for the 3 races not looking very good. His best finish was he won, I believe, in China, and he got a podium in Hungary, but that's about it. We've got yellow flag in sets 2 and 3. A lot of people are getting caught out. It's just not the best time to be out. I'm just hoping that these drivers may think the conditions are going to improve, but it doesn't look like it. A few people are missing out certain corners, and a lot.
Mr. Sky coming in the pits. I think he's going really slowly, and it looks like he may have an issue with the car. Actually, in fact, he's run out of fuel, so that's the reason why he's going so slowly. They're getting out of the way of all the drivers. Meanwhile, Ritzers are coming through the last couple of corners in the Williams. Let's see what he can do. His teammate is in P6. Where can Ritz go? Stays down in P11. Did not improve on his lap there at all. Really, the McLarens have got to go up. Actually, I say that, though. Richard is currently P1. He's just popped himself up the top of the time sheet with 147.1 there in the McLaren. And lots of cars coming at the pit. We've got Verstappen in the Renault and also Ritz in that Williams as well. Bertolo in the pit then. This is not what McLaren need. Yes, they have Ritson up front of the constructors, the championship right now, and in the order of the field. And if you can say that for the race, that's what they want. But Chill Drive and Cam are both in P2 and 8. So the championship will only come down ever so slightly. But he really... And actually, Warlock now goes P1 actually in the hat. So looks like the conditions may be improving, actually. So
like
maybe I was wrong. It looked like it was getting heavier, but it looks like the circuit's still going to be becoming a bit more green. So as you're going on in the session, we're only going to be finding out who is going to be finding time. And, of course, who is going to be finding that elusive couple of attempts. And, I mean, we're talking about thousands here, potentially. But if it does start drying, which it looks like it potentially, if you've got a bit of sunshine peering through the clouds, if it does slightly start drying, I doubt it will. We are only going to see times drop like a fly. Yellow flags in Sector 1, and that is Warlock going off the circuit there in the hat.
Yep, as Chopper also had a little bit of a moment in Sector 1 there. It was about turn 3 and 4 there. Jay Carty in the other hat obviously got P3, good lap from him. Now, can we see a point where we could change tyres to Inters? Well, early time will tell. So I think it's very important at the moment to get as much laps as you can on these wets, because they don't. It doesn't matter if you're on those tyres for quite long, because you'll not be racing them in the race. You'll get fresh set of tyres in the race, so it doesn't matter how long you go on it in qualifying. Just make the most of it, because if you don't go out towards the end, that is where your lap time could be compromised, and you won't get the lap time that you wanted. And that's what Warlock did. He's been still out for quite a long time, as most of these guys. Neil's in the pits, however, don't know what happened with him. Mr. Sky going out again for his flying lap, and Nicolo is out to have another go as well. And I do remember the first Sochi Grand Prix in Russia. It was very good. Lewis Hamilton did win, of course, the first one, and it was a very good one.
It reminds me, it was quite a race of seeing. We were expecting a battle in Rosberg, because locked up into turn 2, of course, that little chicane area. Went straight on flat spot his tyres, and he said they were basically squares and had to come in, and came back to finish P2 as well, winning the Constructors. Before that, I think it was P2 or 3. Impressive from the Haas drivers, by the way. They're currently P1 and P3, and I mean, if they could stay there, it's a good result for the Haas team. They're both in the pit lane right now, I believe, actually. They will come in. Carthy in, I believe Warlock's coming in as well. Yes, he is. Richardson in the pit lane right now as well. He's waiting for the track to dry out ever so slightly. So it's going to be interesting. All the drivers cutting corners here, trying to definitely get back to the pit. I think they might have to be told not to do that. It's a little bit cheeky from the drivers, but yeah, what can you do? Nicolo's currently P12, still has yet to improve his time. He's 2 seconds off the car ahead. Carl, meanwhile, his teammate currently in P10. 148.4 for him. He's a long way ahead of Skill, and actually someone else improves. That looks like that was Rodriguez improving. 148.0 puts him just behind Mr. Sky, who's also just coming through the end of his lap as well to begin another one as well. And Nicolo is in the wall, so that's not going well for Nicolo at all. And now we're really looking at Herberto. He really needs to set a lap here, Jess. He is absolutely down the back. Farper as well. These two have not set a lap time so far in this qualifying session, and that is a big no-no.
That is a big no-no, especially to coming towards the end, because the end is your last chance to get it right. And usually we see some drivers, Evil, they do struggle towards the end and don't get a lap in if they're only set wait until the end. As even if your lap time is not fast to begin with, if you bottle it in the final lap, at least you've got a lap time in and you'll qualify towards the middle of the field. But these guys are just leaving it all to chance with it, which I don't think you should do. So Roberto's got to make sure he climbs up the championship to score some points, because he only scored 5th last week. So if he wants to catch up to his teammate, he needs to score some higher points, as his teammate Ritson did not finish last week, and it was unfortunate for Ritson to not get some points, but he's still out there. And
collided with his teammate, actually, I remember, actually. Herberto, it was that little lag bubble that spun him off into the wall. That's why the two teammates collided, and that was a little bit of controversy there. We see, of course, lots of accidents last time out. Warlock is happy with his lap. He's retired the car, so he doesn't think the conditions are going to improve. Herberto, he's on a lap so far. He's just coming for the last sector. He's just behind his teammate, but you can see Verstappen, I think. There's that Verstappen behind him. Yes, it is in the Renault. Keeping up with him here, and that really shows that he is not on the bestest lap. Chopper, it looks like, is currently P3 as well. So far as Ritson crosses the line as well to begin another lap. 147.4.
he's
So
got a lap in, Roberto.
he has got a lap in. P13 fails out of it, so struggling so far this session. Cam there in P7, Sky in P6, and the Williams there in P6, and there's Chopper in the Mercedes in P4 ahead of Childrive then. So the championship is definitely interesting between Richard, Childrive, Cam and everyone, but who is going to be the winner in this Grand Prix? Who knows? It's going to be a dry race, we believe, as far as the chat is saying, so anything can happen. Herberto needs to find some time, but if he's doing that, what he's doing there, going off the road there, and that's a turn 5, it's not what he wants. You can see traffic in the way, that's his teammate getting out of the way of him there, and just horrible conditions here. And of course, Joe didn't set a lap. He's the only driver not to set a lap in this qualifying session, because of course he's out of it. It's got to wonder, is the track drying or just staying like it is? It looks to me like it isn't drying as quick as it is. It's drying, but very slowly. And now the drivers are just trying to tiptoe around, trying to find traction. You can see Verstappen, the lead Renault driver, can't get any traction down at all. He's just coming through the last couple of corners into the wall. That's a horrible accident for Verstappen there. And that car is going over and over, and that is absolutely catastrophic for Verstappen. And he is parked on the middle of the circuit, and that there is surely going to ruin many people's laps.
Yes. Now, just to point out, actually, we did have a few penalties from the last race as an explanation of why Joe did not set a lap time. He's actually got a qualifying ban due to while White Racer was on his hot lap, there was blocking by Joe in Singapore. So Joe is going to serve a qualifying ban. That's why he's not getting a race. Apart from that, most of the other penalties, no action to be taken. But yeah, that's why Joe did not set a lap, because it's a qualifying ban. But he obviously did do a little bit of an outlap just so he could get his lap in for the race. Otherwise, there is a few glitches if that happens. So
yeah, Farfborough up into P4 so far in the Sauber, so good that for him. But what a horrible crash there for Verstappen. I was on board of him saying he was struggling there. Just lost the rear straight into the wall, and very horrifying accident. We've got another car off into the wall as well, and that's now, I think, the Red Bull retiring from the session. Farfborough is happy with his lap. 34 seconds to go in qualifying. Looks like it's all over for most drivers.
He's very impressive. I think he's one of the ones that's been absolutely good on these wet conditions, absolutely suiting to it like a T at the moment. Finding the right time as I think, yeah, he's parking it. And I think Rixon's still out, and so is Mr. Sky as well. And Warlock not out yet. Well, retired, so he thought that. Oh,
we got another car in the wall, Jeff. Sorry to interrupt. You got the Rebel Rodriguez, and that has gone very hard into the wall there, and that is down, I believe, at the last couple of corners where Sainz went off. Front left of the car ripped off the Red Bull, and that is another horrible accident in this race. So drivers seriously struggling. Richard's got 2 minutes to set a lap so far. He's just coming through the middle sector. Don't know if he's improving a lot. This looks like the conditions are a little bit too tricky right now.
Yeah.
I would say that Mr. Sky looks like he's coming in. He's bailed out of his lap. Yes, he has. So it's now all down to Richard. He's going to be the first couple of drivers. You've got Niels, Carthy, all of that. Choppers in. Chill Drive coming through the last sector. He really needs to go on that front right. Let's see, though. Through the last couple of corners. Build the revs into this off-camber corner. I want to be careful down that. Then into the last couple of corners, into 16, 17, 18 and 19. They go into the penultimate corner then. Lay on the brakes, safe gear so far, took it down into third gear, chuck the front end in, let the rear slide out. Through the last corner into 19. Chill Drive, can he get that
Ritson's
car
out.
up? And Ritson is out.
He spent it in the wall, he did struggle that last bit there, so unfortunately he can't improve on this lap. Sorry to interrupt you, Evil.
Yeah, second last corner, just see it there, so Chill Drive did improve, but it wasn't enough, so he's going to be starting in P8. Niels goes up to P2 in the Renault, however, so it does show these kid drivers are improving. Can anyone else find any time? It looks to me they've all finished.
They all finished,
yeah.
And they're all at the pits, all finished. So Warlock is going for a second win, hopefully, and he's got pole position quite comfortably, actually, by 4 tenths. So.
Indeed he has from Niels. Good lap for him then. Mr. Stein improving there for P3, and that's good. That beats Rich and Farper in a brilliant P5. Carthy, Chopper, Chill Drive is going to be absolutely gutted with P8 there. Cam in P10, separated though by the Ferrari of Comed. So that's an impressive lap time from the Ferrari driver then. Let's run through your official orders then when they come up then, without penalties or anything then. In the chat, by the way, you can see everyone very, just question marks in the actual Twitter chat. That's a lot of drivers struggling, but Warlock then gets pole from Niels there, so another Darts 1-2. The friends of Mr. Sky in P3. Then comes the Brit of Ritson and Farf. The Scot of Carthy from the Englishman of Chopper. Chill Drive ahead of Coleman. Cam, the only American so far, in P10. Verstappen in P11 ahead of Rodriguez. Skilco in P13. Rich P14. Herberto, Robo, Nicolo, Ray Racer and Joe, who did not sell lap time. One no-show today, I believe, and that is a shame for them. And I think that's the other Alfa Romeo, Salva, so yes, it is.
Yeah. So it might be a reserve not turning up or a full time, but we will have to wait and see about that. But now dry race is going to be interesting. Which tyres will the drivers decide to start their opening stint? Because the hypers can go to around about lap 10, and then it could then go on to the ultras. So probably ultras to hyper to ultras, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm getting a black screen on my screen.
I am also. That normally indicates, there we go, it's load now. So we have load.
Oh, that's good. I was panicking because in another league, not to mention it, of course, I did get a black screen for like 3 minutes and I didn't load. So I was a bit worried, but there we go.
Yeah.
So if I was them, probably hypers to ultras will be okay, or ultras to stop. Most likely going to be a 1-stop, but maybe the 2-stop can be faster. But haven't actually commentated on a race around Russia before, so haven't seen what the strategy is like. But we will find out today, of course, as all the drivers now on the formation lap. And they didn't take that long choosing the tyres, did they? They were on it. I guess they decided before the race what tyres they were going to go on. And, so there's about the top 3 on Hypersauce. That is Warlock, Niels, and Mr. Sky.
Richardson on the ultras.
So
is Farf. Then everyone down to P9. So 9th place Comeds on the ultras as well, and everyone below P13 also on the ultras off tyres. So altering strategy, and so it's going to be ultras to hypers for these drivers, and likely hypers to ultras for the others if they can make it. So it's going to be interesting. Nice sunny day now in the beautiful, beautiful area of the Black Sea. The resort, of course, this fantastic Sochi resort. Absolutely warm. It's beautiful, nice sunny day. The background there, beautiful, very large mountains, I have to say. Nice skiing resort if you want to go skiing. I don't like skiing. I've never been skiing, and I don't want to go skiing, of course. But well, if you don't ever say until you try, you never know what happens.
It might
of course,
be
the flags,
it might be
flags
snowing
waving around.
Apparently.
Yeah, it might be snowing. It was snowing earlier on down here in the south of the UK. So, well, it was a little bit. It stopped after 10 minutes, but either way, it's snow. No disqualifications so far in this session, so that's good. I'm not jinxing it, but I'm not going to say anything. Well, I did say it, but no disqualifications so far. So drivers keeping it nice and gentle then. Of course, 19 drivers. Turn 1's going to be interesting. We've seen crashes before here in ILR, down towards that first and second corners. I think I remember a few accidents before down there. So anything can happen. We know this game has a little situation with the lag bubble, so let's hope no one ends up getting speared off into that wall. They run very close down to the wall in turn 1. Then it's a quick turn 2, as well as a break down then towards turn 3. So you want to be careful here. If any driver gets caught out, and we want to watch slow between the top 2. They were close in qualifying. Oh, well, I cast it, didn't I? Well, there goes Rober and White races. So both the Toro Rossos have to qualify each other. So we always have one disqualification somewhere. Warlock lines himself up then on P1 on the left of our screen. Niels on the right. Or left of our screen, depending on what camera angle you're looking at. Depending on that one. Waiting for the last couple of cars. Waiting for Joe to bring it up on the rear then. Through goes Nicola. Let's see what he can do in this race from 17. The only driver not to score points this season. But here we go then. We're getting ready for the Russian Grand Prix in just a few moments' time. And who's it going to be then on the front row? Warlock or Niels? 5 lights are on, and they will go off now. And the lights are on for an ace. We're underway. Good stuff from Mr. Sky again this season. He's made beautiful starts as they go 3 abreast out towards turn 1. We feared this could end in tears before. It looks like everyone in the background gets away cleanly, though. So everyone runs away, but Niels leads this race so far as they go down into turn 2. Up the inside goes one of the Force Indians, and the top 3 collide. And round goes that Chill Driver, figures that there as it can. One of the Force Indians round into the wall, and we've got more kindness down the background. We've got cars going off everywhere as they go into turn 2. Mr. Skylo leads this race. What a beautiful start from him then. We've got more cars. We've got Mercedes going round. We've got cars going off in the background. 2, 3, 4 cars off that. We've got that Chopper and Carthy, I think, down in the background off the road. But what a start from Mr. Sky. Safety car is out. Virtual safety car now deployed. So we get a moment to relax. Mr. Sky, storming start from the second row there.
And I do see a debris from the Ferrari as well. But yes, Mr. Sky, he's pretty much the king of starters throughout this season so far, and again, it's a good point. So maybe he can convert his lead at the moment to a win. We'll have to wait and see. But a few drivers were taking a little bit of aggressive into around about turn 4 and 5, especially around this circuit. But now they got to keep it together now. Whilst safety car is underway. Obviously, a few of these guys now will have to pit for damage.
Yeah,
front wings.
P3, he was the one I saw getting tagged in that collision. There was one of the Force Indies diving down, and Warlock's has hit the back of Mr. Sky there, I think. So he's really close. The safety car is in now. The virtual safety car now on release then. So Warlock really capitalising as well as Nicola and Farper out battling. And Farper has got up the inside now, down the straight. Here comes Warlock, slipstream. Are we going to see an overtake here? Long toe, it's a long straight. Slipstream is powerful here down Russell. Let's see, he's going to have to go down the inside. Can there a space go from the outside then? Leon the brake thinks better of it. Try and get the comeback. Can't do it. Off the road there goes Farper though, so he's going to have to get the position back. But here comes Warlock then straight away on the attack on the inside into turn number 3 then. He pulls alongside Mr. Sky. Easily does it then. Down on the brakes and nothing can the Williams do immediately there. Struggling actually, might be under attack already from Farper. He's not careful, so good start there. In the background, one of the Renaults going off. I think that might be Verstappen going off the road. Yes, it is in the foreground. We see the top guys are all running nose to tail. Good start them for them. Farper is going round and into the wall. Goes the into the Sauber, so I say, goes into the wall. Now down the inside goes Rodrigo in the Red Bull all of a sudden, popping out of nowhere. And we got damage there for Cam. Looks like a bit of his front wing's gone as well. So carnage here in Russia. We haven't even finished the second lap.
This is absolutely crazy for these guys. They just need to keep their head down and focus. And some of these guys are just not doing that. But Cam making up some ground as well. And Chill Drive dives it round. Fritzen, the 2 championship contenders, of course. And Chill Drive gets it done. Defends a little bit. And it stays into P4 for now. And Roberto making some ground as well. Up into P12 in the under McLaren as well. Because he did start quite...
oh, you say that, though, Jess. Contact there between them. Farper now, he's completely right down the field as well. Luckily, well, sorry to say lucky, but unlucky for him, the first safety car just came and got a good battle here between Robo, Nicolo, Joe, Carthy and Chopper all together there. So Verstappen goes in the pit lane in the Renault then. So he's bad off of his tyre. Is that for a new front wing, perhaps? Yes, it is. So new front wing there for him. Rodriguez there having a battle. Goes off the road there down into turn 2. So he's struggling. But so far, the order is Warlock, Sky, Niels, Chill Drive, Ritson, Rodriguez, Colmets up the inside. Oh, the Rebel actually. Those two battling. They force each other off the road. They're a little bit unnecessary there. They come back on side by side. Ferrari v Red Bull. The Ferrari's going to have the inside. Red Bull says, I'll have the outside. Runs off the road, however. He'll be careful. He doesn't want to get clipped by the Ferrari. Up the inside here is an awkward corner. And he just covers him off. And now look at the other Force India of Cam. Sitting behind. Waiting his turn. Just wondering where he can get the traction there. But Rodriguez there running himself off the road. I'm sure he might have a trip to the stewards there for gaining an advantage there, I say.
Yep.
But can't push him to the limits. And Rodriguez has stood over those limits. Look at all these drivers. You got the Red Bull, Ferrari, the Force India, Williams, and the other Red Bull of skill who's just got a penalty there, all in the same camera shot there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars separated by very little here. Rodriguez off the road area. Now the Ferrari. He's going to pounce on it and the inside. Can he get the position? Have the inside from the next corner of the Red Bull. So not going to do it around the outside there. And they now squeeze each other off. And Carl Metz gets a penalty, gets overtaken there by Cam, and goes up the inside of one, has a look on the second, goes up the inside of the second car, and that's 2 cars in 1 corner. Absolutely incredible, but Rinci Regress is going to have the slipstream, and DRS coming straight back down the straight. So this is interesting, Jess. Who's it going to be down this straight?
If I was in Rodriguez's position, I think Rodriguez would have a better advantage, but Kanke tries to cover of him going into the long straight of turn 1. We've also got the Williams right behind him, Bridge as well. There's a bit of contact from the Ferrari of Carl Med, so that was unfortunate for him.
Oh, Verstappen's in the wall again. That's a horrible accident. That's down at the second last corner. He's got on the curb, spun into the wall, and that is the Renault out of the race. If he was out of qualifying, he's out of the race. It's gone from bad to worse for Verstappen. What has happened to him this race? This entire weekend has gone from bad to worse. You can still Rodriguez and Cam battling away. Mr. Sky, by the way, got incredibly close to Warlock a couple of seconds ago, but he's dropped back down a couple of times. So everyone really challenging each other so far, but the top 4 separated by very little.
Yes, indeed. Warlock's managing to bring back the lead. We didn't see the battle due to the fact that we were concentrating midfield, but we could see Warlock and Mr. Sky fight for the battle towards the end of the race. So watch out for these guys, because that's going to go for quite a while. Chill Drive not that far behind the other runner of Nils. Nils needs to get some battleground in.
Ritson as well.
Ritson.
That's incredible. Ritson Kansas got past Rodriguez. Rodriguez still battling. These two are going to end up crashing to each other. Verstappen is rightfully slow, absolutely limited. He's out of the session. He's left completely now. But here we go, though. Down the straight, it looks like Ritson Chill Drive is actually challenging the Renault here. But up front, look at them all DRS-ing each other here. Down the straight, all going absolutely side to side. It's absolutely beautiful here. And then we've got Cam, Rodriguez, Ritson, Cam a little bit covering up the inside. Goes the Red Bull down on the brake. Can he get the car turned in? Yes, he can. Now let's see though. The Williams are going to try and come through as well to take a bit of the pie. Let's see, up the inside he goes. He's going to force himself to go a bit slower though on the inside, so he'll have to back off carefully. Doesn't want to get collected by someone behind. Doesn't do so gladly. But look at the top 5 cars, Jess. They're all together.
Absolutely great stuff from these guys. That's what we like about ILR, of course. Close battles all around, so it's great to see as well. Carmed is right behind as well. Rich trying to get the piece of the action as well. So in about 5 laps time then, that's where we can see a few people pitting. I did see someone cut the corner there trying to make a move there. That's probably...
Yeah, Mr. Sky, just to interrupt you. He's going to go for the lead here. Let's see. He's going to go to the outside then. Around the outside. On the leader then. Let's see. Can he get the car turned in? Yes, he can, but there's contact. But has he got the car in? Yes, he has. Finally gets the traction down. A bit of contact here. Covers him off. He is not allowing that Haas any opportunity to come through. Williams v Haskell in the background. Cam and Ritz are going battling. We've got Nils going sideways there. They're going 3 abreast into the last corner nearly there. This is getting a little bit argy-bargy. You want to be careful here. But now, Warlock's going to have the DRS on Mr. Sky. And I believe we're going to have a change of lead straight away then. So it was worth the attack, but can he just stick there? Let's see. We know the slipstream DRS is strong, but looks like Sky just has the position. He has. Now Chill Drive and Ritson are battling against each other. They're P4 and 5, and this is turning into quite a little cracker right now. Down the field, by the way, I have to say, we've got still the battle between Colmed and the Rebel there of Skill and Rodriguez, and there's contact, and there goes the front wing of Skilgo, and Rodriguez cuts the corner as well, so he's gone from bad to worse for the Rebels in the space of a few hundred meters. And now let's see, let me be careful, they don't knock each other off, and they do hit each other, and well, that is a little bit unnecessary there, boys. You ought to be hitting your teammate, and they do hit each other, and that is not what they wanted.
Yeah, don't do a knock-on.
Yeah. Don't do an Ocon and Perez. That's not what you want. Still, though, up front, Warlock now have the DRS down this long back straight. Mr. Sky's going to have to go seriously defensive here, your Jet, I'd imagine.
Yes, he does. He needs to cover all bases in order to get this move done and make sure that he keeps Warlock behind him. Don't forget, Warlock has won.
Oh, Renault off the road and now goes through Ritson there. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's been tipped round. The Renault's on the inside. He's tipped him round. Off he goes. And the McLaren, what was the Renault thinking there? Trying up the inside there was a little bit optimistic in my view there. Not sure if you caught it, Jess, but that was a little bit argy-bargy. And that was a bit naughty there from Nilsey. But we'll see what the stewards have to say.
Yes, obviously. Stewards do take a long time trying to figure these out, but it is quite difficult as well. But we did catch it, and it wasn't the best moves at all. So Ritson, not happy bunny after that incident. But that's allowing Chill Drive under a little less pressure now, because Cam Gay, his teammate, is around about 7.6 seconds behind. Skillio in the pits, I think.
New front wing.
Yes, he is. He's pitting a few laps earlier than he was intended to. Warlock still right behind Mr. Sky there, so...
Oh, Rodriguez, around the outside. That was an impressive move from Rodriguez. Just call that in my camera there. Around the outside into turn 2. That was a brave one. He's got it there, but like you said, Jess, top 2 very close together. Only 3 attempts, so any moment they can switch. As in actually comes Joe there. That'll be for a new front wing, I believe. Yes, it is. So a new front wing for Joe. So he gets taken by his teammate there of Chopper. So Mercedes go from bad to worse this race as well. But let's see top 2. I think we're going to see a switch to position again, Jess.
Yep, they're going to suit the position to the T, I think. To be honest, my prediction is side by side. going into this really difficult right-hander.
Locks up. See around the outside, he got it. Yes, he has around the outside. Very close what Nils did there to Redson. They just kind of tap each other slightly, but luckily not wheel-to-wheel contact. In fact, from wing to rear wheel. So luckily, no damage done there. Chill Drive though is now got the opportunity to really extend his position in the championship and just kind of capitalise on Redson's off, who's actually just overtaken Cam actually back up to P5 as I say that, but. Now we got a battle here. I think the Renault, he's in the DRS. Is he close enough to try any brass move? I don't think so here. No. DRS just kind of assisting each other low down on the brakes. And Nils is very aggressive on those brakes. And I fear if he's not too careful, he's going to end up hitting one of the drivers again. He already hit one of them. Let's hope he doesn't hit another. Yeah,
maybe if he hits the leaders though, that's going to be catastrophic for the race. Otherwise, that's going to cause some issues as Rodriguez is getting involved in some battles at the moment. Insane. We've got to be careful though to not avoid any penalties as Huberto's gained 8th as well.
Oh, and off goes the Sauber in the background. That's Farper off into the wall. We got another car off the right wing. He's gone into the pits. Exactly the same position as Verstappen went off. He's gone off, so that corner must be really struggling down there or something.
As well.
Yeah, very tight corner, and Farper has actually left the sessions. He crashed into the pit lane.
He must have.
He has crashed in the pit lane.
I didn't
well, that is absolutely incredible if he has. I don't think he has. I can't see any car in there. It's hard to see, but yeah, Farper left the session. Nils there in P3, sticking behind P2 right now. Top 4 all together here. Lap 8 of 27, and now on the inside goes the Renault again. He's kind of lips Mr. Sky almost into a spin there. And again, the Renault is attacking. I like the attack here from Nils. He's doing what his teammate's namesake is, Verstappen there, as Nicola gets a penalty there. He's P14 so far, so it doesn't look like points on the horizon, though we never say anything. DRS is not on Mr. Sky here, so I think Nils is going to come attack here straight away. Let's see, he's going up the inside, then the brakes. Yes, he is. Has he got the position? Yes, he has. Forces in Mr. Sky off the road. Mr. Sky comes back through and gets a position back there. And now Chill Drive's going to capitalise on that mistake. He might take one, and off into the wall goes the Williams as well. And well, it's all gone from bad to worse there. From Mr. Sky, he was clipped by Nils, he was clipped by Chill Drive, and into the wall he went. But luckily, not a lot of damage. He had no lot of damage. Front left end plate completely gone on the Williams, and that is a real shame.
Yes, but the one that's gained is Chill Drive. Chill Drive saw the mistake, and I was like, yes, thank you. I'm having that position, and that is where he is at the moment, and that's definitely going to help him in the championship. But Warlock is sitting pretty now in the first place, so very good to see as well. Now on lap 9 of this Grand Prix then, when will the leaders pit? We'll have to wait and see. Rodriguez gaining a time penalty.
Oh, there's got contact. We've got Cam, Huberto, Coleman, Rodriguez, sorry, not Coleman, he's a little bit further back. In fact, he is pretty much there. Look at this group of cars as well as they run down the straight here. Huberto battling as well. We've got 2-3 cars situated very close. There's contact. That's Rodriguez into the back of the Williams there. And that's a bit of contact again, struggling. We've got the McLaren up the inside of the Red Bull. And let's see, up the inside, Rodriguez is going to cover off the door. Yes, he is. Forces him around. 5 seconds stop go penalty there for corner cutting for Nils. He's just coming to pit with Mr. Sky in as well. Cam's coming in, as well as they're all going to come in right now on this lap. So, drivers bailing out of the strategy here. Off the road goes Rodriguez. And I think Huberto's going to come through and get a position here. Yeah, he's going to come through up to P5 then. Is he going to be up the inside? He goes! Lower Sailor. That's getting a little bit close there for trouble there. Rodriguez not wanting to position back. Bit of lag there for him. As Huberto runs off the circuit there. Runs 1, rejoins the circuit. He's going to lose 1. He might lose 2 to Coleman if he's not too careful. Coleman's a little bit too far back to capitalise. Though I say that, Huberto goes into the wall. So, well, and that goes front wing. So, that corner is really catching these drivers out.
It definitely is, and that is probably the deadly corner of Russia. That's what I'm going to call it from now on, because it is very costly to these drivers.
Yep, Stalin's corner, we'll call it. Carver gets a penalty, Skill goes to get a penalty. Everyone's getting penalties today, so penalty galore, but only 2 retirements so far.
That is
17 laps to go, Jess.
Yes, so less retirements than last week, so well done ILR4. And Chill Drive still yet to pit, of course, and so is Warlock because their teammates pitted. Oh, well, no, Chill Drive's teammate Cam pitted a lap ago, so Chill Drive had to wait for him to pit, but I think Warlock saw that Chill Drive was going to pit then as well, so that's why he stuck it by. So it'll probably be the battle of the pit crews as Chill Drive goes into the pits. Warlock chooses to stay out. Is that going to pay off? Because the hypers don't last very long. So Chill Drive most likely going to go on Seb Ultras because that's what his teammate is doing. Let's see. Yes, he is going on Seb Ultras, so that's going to go to the end. And anyone else in the pits as I well? No. So
nope.
we still got Rodriguez out as well. So another gamble. So I'm surprised that these guys are managing to keep these hypers for nearly 11 laps now. That is great stuff, but Russia's not very, it is quite more lenient in tyre wear than the other circuits around the Canada. So the last European circuit, of course, then we head to the Americas, the America Leagues, I believe, for the America part of the season.
Just sorry to cut over here. The leader's got an issue. He's lost his front wing. Warlock has lost the front left end plate there. On your screen, you can see the front left, the front right on the TV cameras there. Right now, the entire end plate is gone, and that is surely the lead now in the ballpark then for his rival who was right behind him. Is now Chopper into the wall as well. And is that going to cause a safety car?
No, I don't think so, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm just following Joe to see how Chopper guilt that instant, because I didn't see it through my cameras, so I will check, but I think we didn't just call it, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, Warlock has to pit right now.
In the wall in turn 2, so he spun it, looks like a turn 2 potentially. Warlock in the pit lane, so Richton stays out so far, so he's just going to go for a wild race then today.
A goose chase.
Oh, and of course, on his set of ultra tires, so they're going to go the wild. Let's see though, where is Alberto? Is now P4, Y Racer P5. We're waiting on Chill Drive to come through. There he comes then, so he is now P6, so he is the net leader so far in this race. But remember, Richardson is on different tires and will be quicker at the end of this race. So it's not over this race, it's definitely, we're not even started really. Just currently about half through this race nearly. That 13.5 will be the midway point. But horrible from Warlock. That's put him right down the order, just ahead of Cam.
Yes, as pretty much everyone is pitted now, as Chopper is very unhappy with his performance. We just got the ultra soft runners to pit next. So the ones that have been on this race for 11 laps now. Everyone that's been on the Hypersoft has now been in, so luckily no punches to be seen at the moment. Right now though, the gap between Chill Drive and Ritson, 13.3 seconds. We know that the pit stop for Russia is not very long at all, so that could be close between them. But it's probably could be 3, 2 and 3. So he could challenge Chill Drive for the race victory today. So can we see championship battleists fight for this? That could be exciting actually, as it won't be too easy for Chill Drive, as Rich is doing quite well in P2. Obviously he's still yet to pit as well. I think the ultras go on for about 4 or 5 more laps extra than the hypers, so around about lap 15, 16 is where we can see these guys pitting next. We still have Nicola and Robo on the softs though, so but they had some damage. So
yeah, ideally, Jazz, we want Redstone and he's right. The top 4 are all yet to stop, of course. They want to be going to around about lap 15, 16, like you said, maybe 17. Chill Drive just got past Ray Racer. Has got a penalty.
Chill Drive has just made a move on Ray Racer, so even though he didn't mean to do that, but that's going to help close the gap between him and Ritson and hopefully stay in the lead of this Grand Prix. So nice move from Chill Drive there, and it's helping his tyres a little bit.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is now we've got Roberto in, and I'm not going to say a little bit of tactics here, but is Roberto going to hold him up? Yes, he is going to hold him up. So he is going to kind of slow him up a little bit then. Let's see, is he going to try any rash move, run himself off the road there a little bit? He's actually lost his front wing, actually, as Herberto there. So that's the reason why. Contact runs him off the road there, and that's a little bit chill drive to get through. Let's see, low slipstream back through, and let's see. Herberto's going to come back through then, and he's actually going to tap him there. He's tapping him a little bit then, trying to distract chill drive there a little bit. A bit of tactics there, but no harm done. Herberto's going to come in the pit lane for a new front wing, we believe, in a couple of laps time. So, looks like he'll probably go to the soft tyres. Yellow flags and that skill code out of the session. And where's that gone off?
That was
Who knows? That's
I forgot what corner because there's no corner named in Russia, but I think it was the deadly corner.
No, it's turn 15 actually, and he's lost the entire left side of the car, by the way. So that car has had an absolutely horrible accident. What has happened to the Red Bull? So he's gone off down towards the corner for Carlos Sainz went off about turn 13, I believe it is. So that's not gone well for him. Another driver out. So I said they're doing well, not maybe driver. He's never got 4 to our name, and we might have a bit more. Nicolo battling with Robo, and that's more contact. Nicolo trying on the outside of Robo here into the last corner. That'd be brave. Can he do it? He's side by side. He's alongside. He actually pulls ahead there. So good move there. Unfortunately, DRS is going to be allowed for Robo, so he's going to come straight back at him like a ton of bricks falling on you. And I fear this position's going to switch again. Let's see, though, up the inside. Can he get the position done? Gives each other enough space. Nicolo gives us a position, though. So fair play to Nicolo. Not going to give that position up without a fight.
No,
still a battle between Y-Race and Nils Mr. Sky. They look all very close together, so they're battling. Herberto's staying out, by the way, with that damage, so he's definitely trying to get to that lap 15-16 window.
Yes, he is. I think his front wing, though, doesn't look that badly damaged, and I think Jeff is telling him to continue. He's not struggling that much. He's still keeping the car fully planted, but I think if
look at this battle here, Jess. Cutting off is again. Sorry about that. Y-Racer gets overtaken there by Nils, and he's going to get overtaken here. And actually, in comes the battle just on cue. Up the inside, there goes Mr. Sky and Y-Racer. He'll have the position here done.
Yes, he will.
I think let's see, he does finish it off. Let's see on the exit. Yes, he does. Now he can tackle Nils there as well. But Ritson, right up front right now. Carl Meds is battling with Children. Children's up the inside there with Ferrari. Has he got the position through? Yes, he has. Nothing can Carl Meds do there on those harder, worn-out tyres. And they'll be coming in about this all next lap. So really shows now that Childrive is on a mission. And he is flying right now. But remember, once Ritson and Ritzel pit level will be on the Hypersofts. And right now, Childrive is on wearing Ultrasoft tyres as well. So role reversal here, and anything can happen. He might have a safety car or anything. Herberto in the pits, and he's coming out right now as well. Warlock has a 3-second time penalty right now. So the one who was leading this race, Ricardo right now, has found himself. He's going to find himself, I believe. He'll come out. He's going to be P4 so far on the circuit. Once everyone else pits, of course. We're still waiting for Rich and Rich, Carl, and Y-Racer pit. And talking about Y-Racer, there's Warlock right behind him. Let's see, that'll be an easy move. Up the inside, he's not going to put up too much of a fight, is the Toro Rosso. And Warlock running himself off the road there, gives himself, oh no, into the wall! He goes and locks up into the wall, and that is not what he wanted to do there. He just braked too late on the marbles, and wow, he's off into the wall again. That'll be another pit stop, and the one who was on course for a 4th place one last time out has ruined it, and into the pit lane he comes.
And he's hit the wall.
Oh, there he is, and he's in the wall, and in and out of the race. Looks like that's a retirement, Jess. Can he get the car back again? Yes, he can. It
that
reverses
is a very tight reverse. That is just it's not allowed. And he's trying to go to the pits, but he's got to be more aware, and that's not going to help his case for the pits. He's starting on pole and dropped it all the way down to P11. So yes, that's definitely gone from bad to worse for him. And
meanwhile, Jess got a battle here between the Williams and the Renault. Around the outside goes Mr. Sky. What a little move there that was. Nils is going to come back at it on the outside line, so these two aren't over there. back around the outside, goes to the run, and surely he can't get that around the outside. No way, and absolutely no, surely not, can't do it, has to back off that time around. But they're getting very close right now. DRS will be activated on Nils as they come through the next corner. He's set to 1 yellow flags, and that is Nicola out the session again. No points again on offer, and that is 16 times. He is not going to score points.
That was a very, very tough accident from him. That was just at the end of the pit exit.
So he's gone off down the exit of the pit lane. Meanwhile, these 5th and 6th battling together low. Not close enough so far. Cam gets past Rye Racer. He's staying up on Nordate's strategy right now. And look at the top 2, by the way. In comes the race leader then. Ritson in. He's going to go 11 laps to the end of this race then. So he's worked that out beautifully for him. Coleman's in the pit lane. But meanwhile, we've got a battle here between Mr. Sky and Nils.
Yeah, Mr. Sky been involved in a fair share of battles. He wasn't full about the lead, but unfortunately that is not now the case. Not his fault, obviously, by looks of things, but I think Nils is starting to catch up to him now. So, old times, I've got to say, I think Nils has got to be more aware now of him. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens as
in fact, it was the opposite actually. Mr. Sky got past Nils a few moments ago, and they were battling down into the corner. They're coming through now. Mr. Sky right around the outside of it down here, and they were battling his way. There is Roberto gets the first lap of the race there in the McLaren so far. So he's currently P10, so he's scoring points for the team. However, the only issue is they are currently going to be losing out to Force India in the constructors. P6 in 10, so what's that? Calculates about 9-10 points. They're going to score, and the top 2 they're going to score a lot more than that. So it looks like Force India are going to overhaul McLaren in the constructors again this season. So those 2 are on a very big yo-yo, and they're going up and down and side by side, and whatever they're doing, like a massive jigsaw puzzle. Well, all the pieces are not in yet. We've still got 4 or 5 rounds to go after this. I forget how long these seasons are. 21 rounds. We're only on round 16. I used to remember in 2003, 16, 17 rounds was the max. Now it's 21 rounds. So it really shows how many more races they've got.
Yes, and we do have another battle forming, Eva, with Rodriguez and Jay Carty in the Haas and the Renault then. Rodriguez has got a few penalties though, so Jay Carty may have the advantage. Jay Carty on the soft, Rodriguez on ultra. So if I was in that battle, that was quite
little bit close.
Yeah, it was very close. That looked like a brake check for me. And Jay Carty, I don't know what happened there. He got a 3-second time penalty, but it didn't look like he cut the corner, but it might be
soft versus ultras here, and Rodriguez is going to come straight through. He's going to go up the inside, squeeze him though. Oh, he's hit him round there, and that is not very nice from Rodriguez there. He just turned out of the corner there and just tapped the rear tyre. So Rodriguez attacking like a wild attack dog right now. He is attacking viciously. Compared to those tyres, it's 2 sets. Got the super soft tyres in between them, of course, but we didn't have them there. Around the outside goes the Red Bull, and now they're going to touch again here. These 2 are getting a little bit personal. More contact now as Rodriguez squeezing him right up to the wall there. Gets through on the exit though, runs himself off the circuit, and let's see though, he's not going to be happy about that one, is Rodriguez. But runs off the road again. He's going to get himself a penalty here. Up the inside goes Carthy. There's going to be more contact. Yes, there is. Leads to a bunching and marging and forcing each other off the circuit. Then they're going to have a visit from Vladimir Putin in a minute and ask them to join the army if they keep fighting each other. Let's find out though. Let's see. Carthy versus Rodriguez, and Rodriguez again, he hits the back of him again and loses his front wing this time around, so that is not what they want to do. And well, have to say, Rodriguez attacking, he's late on the brakes, he knows he's quicker, but Carthy defending well.
Yes, well done to Carty, of course, who is on the softs to the end, but he's got to try hard to catch. Being well in the Renault of Nils, he's around about 5 tenths behind Mr. Sky, but Shield Drive is sensationally driving on the cruising to victory. But I think there will be a few stewards inquiries, I've got to say, in his name.
Yeah,
so,
Rodriguez coming back at him. Coffee goes up the inside. Does he brake too late? No, he's done a beautiful move from Rodriguez down the inside. late on the brakes as ever. The Red Bull driver doing a Ricciardo-esque move. Down the inside he goes. Coffee on those soft tyres could do nothing there, Jess. And it really shows what late braking can do. Meanwhile, Alberto, Ritz and Colmed's all getting close together. Ferrari, Williams and McLaren, the three oldest teams on the grid, all battling their way for 8th position in this race. So, gotta say, turning into quite a battle. I say talking about battling, Ritz gets a penalty right there. Meanwhile, though, Ritson is only 6 seconds behind the Cam right now. He's catching a lot. He's only 18 seconds behind Chill Drive. So, if he can, he might close up. But Chill Drive looks like if he can keep the tyres going, he will bring out this race. He's still got 7-8 laps to go, though. So, anything can still happen. We might have a safety car still, and who knows. Alberto gets past Ritz, by the way, in the battle for 9th and 10th. So, Ritz now down to 10th with that penalty as well. Now, Alberto's going to chase down Colmed in the Ferrari there for 9th position. So, that's going to be interesting. McLaren v Ferrari, that's a legendary battle. McLaren v Williams as well, legendary battle. Those three teams, though, don't really often see them battling together, though.
No, we don't. And it is nice to see a battle for them developing, I must say. As we're on lap 20 now, they just got to pull these last few bits home and make sure they get those tyres to the end. We've got Warlock trying to gain some ground. Robo in the pits right now, so yeah. He is...
New front wing potentially, Jess, do you think? That's,
or it might be new tyres.
Yeah, maybe new tyres. It's very odd otherwise to come in there. You should be able to go to the end, I'd imagine. Let's see. Yeah, new tyres. So going on a set of Hypersofts then. So soft tyres going out. Colmed's meanwhile, 3-second time penalty. So whenever I say they're battling, someone gets penalties. So we're not doing well there. Meanwhile, though, Mr. Sky... Hey, Mr. Sky and Nils, though, they're battling together, and well, they've been close together this entire race so far. Nils, though, has a penalty, of course, and we'll see what happens later on. And of course, Roberto now gets a penalty, so well, of course, that one royally for everyone. Meanwhile, though, Coffee and Rodriguez still together, not too far apart. As well, anything will happen between these two. They've been bumping and marging each other off the road so much. If anything can happen, they're most certainly going to happen between those two, I imagine.
Yes. That will...
Oh, off goes the Red Bull. There we go. Runs wide now, and the outside goes the Haas. And let's see, there's contact again. They're still battling. I said they're going to be getting argy-bargy still. Look at this. They're forcing each other off the road here. What are they doing? They are really going at it right now. This is incredible here. Do say these drivers are great battling, but they want to be careful. They don't ever get each other black flagged for too much contact here. But Rodriguez keeps a business, and I think Coffee, he's going to come back through with DRS. Let's see, is he going to try anything on the brakes? That'll be brave on the brakes. Rodriguez runs himself out of road nearly, but hold a position just about. So these two battling, and now look behind. Colmet, Alberto, and Ritual here as well. So everyone's going into this battle. They're all like, hello, boys. We're here to battle, and now they're going to come and battle. So I fear they've been battling too much, and now let's see on the inside. Can't do it. Sorry for the cough there. Around the outside here, attacking goes Alberto. Gets squeezed off. Nowhere through that.
Nope, there's hardly much space around these tight corners. Probably one of the tightest corners on the circuit, I must say. But Carme's doing his best to try and maintain, and so is Jay Carty as well. So we've got pretty much a 5-way battle for 7th or 6th. This is insane right now as Rodriguez...
Yep, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. All together within a few tenths of a second. Here goes Coleman's having a look up the inside. Backs off it there. Can't do it. Meanwhile, let's have a look at 3rd and 2nd here quickly if we can. They're close together still. Let's see, closing up. DRS is Niels close enough to have a look up the inside. No, he's a bit too far back there. Again, this episode, they're closing up, but not too close. Richard, meanwhile, right on the back there, and off goes Coleman. Someone's gone off there. There's yellow flags flying around the circuit. I think that, I don't know who it is, but someone's gone off there. And we got a battle here. Coleman, Ritz, Alberto, they're all together here. Let's see what is going to happen here. Oh, side by side, the Ferrari here battling as well. The Red Bull having a look up the inside of Carthy, then that's for position. Down the inside he goes. Up the inside goes Alberto. Runs off the road there. Contact there, and Rodriguez gets contact as well. They're all kind of colliding right now. Rodriguez gets a penalty. Alberto up the inside gets covered up by Rodriguez, who goes off the road. They're all go close. This is going to end in tears, Jess.
Yes, it is. And oh, it's someone that just went, probably it was the McLaren, I think. That
yeah,
went,
Alberto goes up the inside there of Carthy, who now goes up the inside of the Ferrari, who now goes off the road. And this is all getting very close together.
Chaos.
And this is chaos. Absolutely uncontrolled chaos right now. Sector 3, yellows, and that's Warlock. He's in the wall. Yeah, I know, he's retired the car in the pit lane.
He is having none of
that. So he's bad off of that one. This though is getting interesting. Now Alberto and Rodriguez battling. I don't think Rodriguez is going to be able to hold these guys behind. Especially the McLaren, who's on a lot quicker tyres right now. And is very much going to be attacking like, well, a wild driver. Up the inside goes the Ferrari attacking there on the Haas. And let's see, can he get through there? Yeah. Carl up the inside, and Carthy runs himself out of road there. Not a lot he can do about that. One might lose two as Ritz now tries to come through. Up the inside goes Ritz. Neil take another position. Mr. Sky's been overtaken by Niels, meanwhile for P2 and 3 whilst we'll be looking at this. So those two switch positions. So great battling between those two. Finally, Niels has done it then. But never say anything though. Mr. Sky will come back at him. Weather's starting to get a bit cloudy, but no chances of rain yet.
No, luckily not. It was raining in qualifying, a full wet qualifying if you guys missed that, but things could always change.
What is Rodriguez trying at that? He's trying to force him off the road. He has forced him off the road. Round goes the McLaren. He's collided. He's got a puncture, I think, or something's gone wrong with the McLaren there. That was contact with Rodriguez there on the corner then. So Rodriguez tapping him enough to send him round, and that surely is gonna be looked into there. That was contact. That's why he went round. Somehow Colemeds avoided it, but luckily for the McLaren not to hit that wall, but he is going to be absolutely furious.
Yes. He's hitting the wall again, and he lost his front wing, and it looks like he has got debris, and he's out. He is out.
Yeah, he's not happy.
No, he's retired the car himself by the looks of things.
Second and third, Jess. Let's have a look at these two. Low 5 tenths the gap, closing up. Let's see. Williams versus Renault again. The battle continues. 5 tenths, 6 tenths so far. A little bit too far back, I feel, though, to attack, but we'll never say anything. It's close. Not close enough, though. Look behind, by the way. Richard and Cam are closing up quite quickly on these guys. So, let's see. Can Richard get a podium here? Meanwhile, though, Rodriguez has now got Rich behind him here, and I'm surprised he's not going to keep him behind for too long then. Let's see, Rodriguez tried to cover him off, but not a lot he could do. Look, he closed him right up to the wall there. He's very attacking here. Let's see, he's going to dive up the inside. Rodriguez is going to attack on the brakes. Let's see. Thinks about it. Can't do it. Rich late on the brakes. No way through there. Richard gets a penalty. And now Colemeds up the inside there of the Red Bull. And now the Red Bull's going to lose 1. He's going to lose 2. He might lose 3 if he's not careful to Coffee in the background as well. Rodriguez now down to P8. So yes. Down to P9 actually, because here we go. Thinking about it goes the Haas. Can't do a lot about it though. Stuck behind Jess, and well, this is a not the race Rodrigo was planning, but it's an exciting battle. So far a little bit dirty, I have to say, a little bit unnecessary, but bring a spectacle, so I say.
Pretty much a spectacle like the Olympics, I've got to say, in 2014, the winter one. But obviously a lot warmer, so a lot of these guys wanting to do well for the last European races. We've got Ritson and Kamke involved in the battle as well for P4 now. Coffee
thinks about up the inside there. It's got over again, just so I keep cutting over you, but yeah, like I said, Cam and Ritson battling. Ritson's actually got past Cam here, but I think Cam, is he going to come back with the DRS? Is he close enough? Ritson will have to go defensive here. I think he's just ahead. Yeah, he is just far enough ahead with a penalty, like. But, well, you gotta wonder, like, Rodriguez, he's just, first time I've seen him, I think. I can't remember, I've probably seen him before, but, he's definitely punching above his weight, and he's, taken to the establishment, but, it's costing him a little bit, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and if he's careful, he can get some more penalties, and, could cost him a few bans if he's not careful, so, he's just got to take it easy for these last few laps, and, not to try and cause any more trouble, because, if you cause a lot of trouble, that can cost you for these last few laps of this Grand Prix as Children leading by 10 seconds, but Rodriguez, he is right on the back of Carmez right now. Carmez is going to do all he can to try and fend him off, and that was a little bit of cut in the corner there for Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez cut in the corner. You can see he's struggling with his tyres. In fact, completely and utterly goes off there as well. You want to be careful he doesn't get overtaken by Carthy. I think it's just track extending here so much. He is going to get himself disqualification if he's not too careful here, Jess.
Yes, disqualifications can happen for sometimes the silliest things, but if you do get penalties, then obviously you could get disqualified, and Jeff won't be too pleased about that, as he is still trying to catch up to Carmez, as well as Mr. Sky. Going to see if he can. Oh, we do have someone who's went a bit off circuit. That was I think Carty in the Haas, so he's got to be more careful with that, as all these guys, they've got to score as much points as possible, but I think Evil, it is going to be decided mostly on penalties for the most part.
Yeah, it is, and Mr. Sky gets a penalty actually on cue, actually, so talking about penalties, there's another one to add to your list. Don't know if Cam's got a penalty, so I think Cam, sorry, so not Pam, Cam, might get himself on the podium if he's not careful. I'm not going to say not careful, but it's very good. If he is careful, he'll get himself on the podium. And the as well, if they're not careful, they're not going to be on the podium, but Rodriguez still battling away. That's the only battle so far on circuit right now. We've got Robo and Joe. They're all very separate each other. The Mercedes, disappointing for him. It was right up in the race, but unfortunately contact in that opening couple of laps really put him down the field. Of course, never recovered from the quali ban. As again, off the road goes Rodriguez. He's track extending like an absolute VW bus. But let's see. He's on his way to be overtaken here up the inside. Bit of lag there, and well, I can't really say there's a lot there. And now he's going to dive back up the inside again. He's not going to let that through. He's going to squeeze him out. Yes, he is. A bit of contact again. These two have been absolutely going at it. No, he's turned into him. He's just turned into him there down the straight there. Rodriguez, I don't know what happened there, if he didn't see him or something, but he just went straight into the side of him there, and he's done it again. He's forced him off the road into the wall. Rodriguez, he's punching above his waist, and I'm going to expect Carthy to just dive up the inside. Warlock is out of the session. I think he's seen enough, but Rodriguez here he's getting himself surely a penalty here. This is absolutely incredible. Incredible just driving, but incredibly I could say not what we want to see. Incredible driving. And
just to point out, Evil, Rodriguez has got around about 25 seconds of penalties. 25.
Yeah, that's incredible. Here goes Carthy again. No, he breaks him on the straight there. He breaks or something down the straight. He's out of fuel. I think he's got out of fuel. He's got a problem there. He's got red flashing. He's going slowly. Hey. Something's not right with that Red Bull all of a sudden. It's going slowly, really quickly. But what on earth has Rodriguez been doing this race? That is an absolute shocker.
Maybe he's
have to say that. Maybe he's underfueled, but a shocker in the field and disappointing in terms of attacking them. Meanwhile, through the last couple of corners, you haven't seen him too much this race because he's absolutely dominated it. Chill Drive comes through the last couple of corners there. He's going to take another victory this season. Through he comes. Didn't have the best race last time, but wins here in the Black Sea Resort then of Sochi. So he is winning this race. And now we're going to see the Redder in P2. We're going to see the McLaren up the inside into P3. Ritson on the last corner into P3. Nils P2. Ritson P3. Is he going to stay there, though? He is P3. Cam P4. Sky P5. Ritson P6. Rodriguez has ran out of fuel.
Oh, no. That is unfortunate for the Red Bull. So, yes, he has underfueled way too much. And probably what cost him was the battles.
Carmed P7 looks like that. So Carmed's P7. Carthy track limit and no front wing. He's going to finish in P8. Y Racer P9. Rodriguez. He might ever get taken here by Robo here. He's going to get, yeah, he's going to get taken by Robo.
Jay Carty's been on those softs for pretty much the whole race, apart from the first lap.
Yeah.
Props to Jay Carty. I mean, I don't know how you did it, mate, but softs for whole 26 laps is good time management right there. So, well done to him as Rodriguez is going very slowly I think he's just about going to finish this in
just.
10th. No, 11th.
Just.
Penalty.
Oh, well, he's going to finish 12th, I think, actually. So that penalty is rather shafted him off the points position. There is the sister team Toro Rosso who's giving him a push back to the pit lane there. And I think... No, I don't think... let's see. No, Joe didn't get a 11. So, well... Chill Drive gets another victory then, but a good recovery from Redson back to P3.
And a very carnage race, but what can I say from Russia? Russia is a track that not many people like, and got to take a bit more cautious, but a few people can be aggressive, of course. There's another Force India victory for ILR4, and he is obviously one of the favourites of the championship, and Ritson nipping at his heels. I think Huberto has got to do all he can to try and catch up, because I think it's between Chill Driver and Ritson for this championship if he's not careful. So, the top three are Force India, a Renault, and a McLaren. Well done to all three of them, as we got the standings, Evil.
Indeed. Well, Chill Drive wins this race then from Niels Ritson in P3. Can P4 then. Mr. Sky ahead of Ritz then. Coleman, Rye Racer in Carthy P8. And Robo P10. Rodriguez there, P11 with a definite inquiry there. Joe P12, Alberto P30, Warlock P14, Nicolo, Skilco, Chopper, Farf, and Verstappen brings up the rear.
Yeah, Verstappen obviously retired quite early on, which was unfortunate, but Russia... I think a few people were driving a bit dangerously, but we've had some very clean races with some of the drivers as well. So, bit of a mixture there today. And who is your driver of the day, Evil? We've got quite a few.
Well, I have to give it to Ritson, really. He came back through this field. Absolutely incredible drive from start to finish. Not only to take that position in the end on the last couple of corners, but despite he was putting backwards in the middle of the race, and he came back through to get it in the end. So, definitely the drive of the day, in my opinion. What do you think, Jess?
Yes, I agree with that. Ritson didn't start too well in qualifying, and he managed to pull back a position, and just shows never give up, and that's what Ritson did. So if there's someone that's going to take Chill Drive to find the championship, it's definitely going to be him. So he's definitely turned it around after last week, because he DNF last week, Evil. So yes, and I wonder what it's going to be like in the next race, which I do believe is Japan. Or is it one of the America races? I'm not sure.
It is Japan we're going to next. The Japanese Grand Prix.
One of my favourite tracks. Austria and Belgium, Italy and Japan are my favourite tracks to commentate on. So looking forward to next week. And a fan favourite, a drive favourite, Spoons, quite tricky, and 130R as well. So looking forward to that. And any final words?
Well, it's been a fantastic race. Drivers are definitely going to be looked into for next week with some interesting tactics. But either way, from start to finish, the drivers are attacking, they were pushing, and in the end, we can only say contact, drama, excitement, all of that still to come in just 7 days' time. And we head over to Japan, just over the sea, so we say, and a few countries, but not too far away.
No.
To the land of the rising sun. But until then, I've been Jess. Well, no, you've been Jess. I've been Evil. It's all gone wrong. I've changed. Never mind. Anyway, we'll see you next week. But that is that.
Goodbye. See you next week.